Tron. Check. Check. I dreamed of a place I thought I'd never see. And then, one day, I got in. Tron.
I don't remember when I did my last Tron 3 speculation video. It's been a while, but news has come out in the last week or two that filming is finally underway, so it's exciting to have a reason to talk about Tron, because I could talk about Tron all day, every day. I grew up a fan of the original when I was a kid. I was kind of obsessed with Tron. I have a lot of nostalgic memories of it. It's not no masterpiece, but I think it's an incredibly unique movie, especially for its time. Incredibly imaginative. I also really like Tron Legacy. For different reasons. I think it's not a great sequel to the original, but I think it's a better movie. So I don't really know what to expect from 3. Obviously it'll be probably more... It'll line up more with Tron Legacy. I still would love to see them embrace that sort of 80s synthwave vibe. And I think that's getting to be a pretty popular retro style now, so I could see them leaning in that direction a little bit more color. The Legacy was just all black and pale blue with a little bit of orange every once in a while. Shake it up with a little bit of orange. I would love to see more, fluorescent fuchsias and greens, and I would love to see a lot more of that 80s neon color in this movie. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from a Tron 3. I will say, just from a behind the scenes, nothing gives me a whole lot to be excited for. I'm not a Jared Leto fan, so the fact that I'm gonna have to settle in with being along for the ride with Jared Leto is a bummer to me. He can be a very good actor, but more and more I'm having trouble separating the art from the artist. I just don't like him as a person. So we'll see how that goes. Also, the writer, as far as I could tell, I was looking on IMDb, and I could be wrong, so please let me know when I'm saying something stupid, but as far as I could tell, no original writers were involved. Any name that's attached to Tron or Tron Legacy, it all said, based on characters by this person or whatever. So, as far as I could tell, the director is not a person who's had past affiliation with Tron. The writer is not someone who's had any past affiliation with Tron. And I think what saves Tron Legacy is that it was made by people that loved the franchise and created the franchise, and I don't think you can just take that for granted. And it seems like for Tron 3 they are. So I don't know what that means for this movie. I also don't really know where you go after Tron Legacy, because the grid. So in the first movie, so it's not even the grid. The grid in Tron Legacy is separate from the grid in the original Tron. And in the original Tron, it was just the digital world that's around us all the time. We see visualized as this other world. And I actually like that idea a lot more. that, programs look like their programmer. And that's why Bruce Boxleitner, who plays Tron, he was programmed by Alan, so he looks like Alan. And I think that's kind of a clever Wizard of Oz kind of quality that movie has, where you meet people in the real world, and then you get to meet the programs that look like them in the digital world. It is. I never really thought about how much of a Wizard of Oz quality that is, but I like that a lot. I hope they find a way to incorporate that in Tron 3. I don't think they're going to take a whole lot of inspiration from the original Tron, which is a bummer, because I think there's a lot of really interesting stuff you could cherry pick out of that and bring into the sort of Tron Legacy soft reboot of the franchise. But also, so now we have this like smaller self-contained grid, this little digital world that was it on? Yeah, it was on like a dog tag on Sam's neck. So presumably somebody's going to get hold of that grid at some point. I don't know. It just feels like the idea that now that world is just this contained little thing on his neck. Obviously, a villain will get their hands on the grid. I don't know how it's all going to shake out. I don't know if it's even I mean, it would be weird to not connect it to Sam Flynn. Because so far, Tron is like, it's very centered on the Flynns. It's obviously Tron. I think one of the biggest failings of Tron Legacy was not making the character of Tron a central character. I think they really missed the mark on turning him into a faceless villain who is really inconsequential. And then at the very end, having him be like, I remember who I am. It just was it was a giant waste of the character of Tron. And when you call your movie Tron, and it's almost like they forgot that that's not the name of the world, it's the name of the character. So that's another thing with Tron 3. You better have Tron prominent as a character, heavily featured in the Tron movie. I will be very upset if they do not learn that lesson from Tron Legacy. Yeah, I guess I would like to see the grid get back out into like the uncontained grid, the real world, not the real world grid, but the larger grid that exists all around us, that's connected to our world, not this little microchip grid that's around Sam's neck. I just can't imagine like the stakes being particularly interesting. I mean, I guess they could be, because I do really like the Tron Uprising cartoon that they did on, was it XD? Whatever that Disney channel was. And I think Uprising is on Disney Plus now. I could be wrong, but that was a really good show. And it did eventually bring Clue in. I want to say it had Korra was in an episode. I don't remember. I think that might have been it for like kind of solid connections to the movie universe. But it had really interesting characters. It really flushed out kind of the world of the grid that we don't see in the movies. So yeah, I guess, I guess I kind of take it back. You could shift focus from the Flynns and do a really solid story in the world of Tron. But that said, the movies focus on the Flynns. So I think it would be weird for this movie to just suddenly not be about Sam and Korra. And I'm pretty sure Olivia Wilde is not coming back. I don't remember if I heard if Sam. I can't think of the actor's name. But if he was coming back, I'm assuming Jeff Bridges wouldn't be in this one. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm just always excited that there is going to be more Tron. I don't hold out a ton of hope that this one's going to be particularly good. So far, all signs point to probably not, but you never know. None of these people are people that I can just outright say they do bad work. Like, I can't point at the screenwriter and say, I've seen, I've watched movies that this person has written and the writing is terrible. I can't say that about the director either. And I can't say that about Jared Leto, even though I don't like him as a person and sometimes don't like him in movies. Sometimes I really like him in movies. So I guess it just is going to boil down to the vision of the director and his ability to direct an actor. So we shall see. But I'm happy to have more Tron. I'm happy the franchise is alive. I would love to see them bring back something like Tron Uprising. Do something. I think of all, I think Disney probably feels like they've the TV shows have kind of derailed a lot of their ambitions with some of these franchises. Star Wars, obviously, but even just like the Marvel franchise, or the Marvel characters and all the superhero stuff. I feel like, though, some things do work as an episodic show, and I think something like Tron get with this rich, interesting world, and I don't know. I think you could just look at Tron Uprising and use that as a solid blueprint for telling stories in that world. Really well done. And that's actually probably one of the best, actually that is the best version of the character of Tron we've ever seen, is Tron Uprising. I highly, highly recommend it, just for if you have any love and respect for that character and you feel like maybe Tron Legacy did that character dirty, which it absolutely did. Tron Uprising is like the redemption of giving that character his due and giving him really interesting, deep character stuff to work with and work through, and really interesting. Even his character arcs. There's a point where it really feels like it's leading towards Tron Legacy and the character's ultimate fate that we see in Tron Legacy, and they pull the rug out from under us. They turn the tables on us. They say, we know that is unavoidable, but not today. Really good stuff. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Let me know. Well, one, if you're at this point in the video, for the love of God, hit that subscribe button. I'm outraged that you would make it this far in the video and not hit that subscribe button. It really means a lot to me. I'm not outraged. I appreciate I really very much appreciate anybody that stops by and wants to watch a video. But hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave me some Tron memories in the comments. Let me know, does anybody else really love the original Tron the way I do? I feel like I don't run into very many people that genuinely love that movie, watch it, every couple years, whatever. I have a true fondness for it. So, and then let me know where you stand on Tron Legacy. Let me guess, this is what every comment's going to be. Kind of boring, but visually it's amazing and the soundtrack is awesome. There. I just predicted every comment about Tron Legacy down in the comments. So, thank you everybody for watching. I will see you next time. That's for sure. If you hit that subscribe button. If you don't, we may never find each other ever again. And wouldn't that be sad?